updates about like this kind of stuff.
Let's see.
Texas normal.
It's Texas NORML.
See if you guys know if I can hear you guys.
NORML.
You guys able to hear me?
Oh shit! It's Wednesday. Hey, I get to be it.
What are we doing?
Oh, Mel, there you are. Okay.
Hey.
This is that.
So is it just the three of us right now?
Yeah, I just texted everybody.
Okay.
There's five.
We got a few more. We got a few more popping on. So.
Did you find it?
I'm here, Houston.
Yeah. Go to the try to search.
Perfect. All right. So if I'm, can you guys hear me okay? Is the video clear or is it glitchy?
So far, so good.
Okay. I'm at a coffee shop that surprisingly does not have Wi-Fi very well, so I'm using my cell phone. But
You're in the heart of all of our stores, and you had to go to a coffee shop.
well, I'm the studio that I'm going to do some of these videos. I wasn't planning on being there until 9. So apparently, there's a really good coffee shop recommended by these fellas here.
Hey.
Hey guys,
That's Melanie. Hi.
Yeah. So
welcome to the meeting.
yeah, I've got Scott. Getting something to drink. I'm here with and Frankie, and I think there's a few more that'll be coming in on this. And obviously this is recorded just like all the others. So there isn't going to be, if somebody misses something or somebody doesn't hop on, we'll post it up on Facebook here probably within the next hour or YouTube or something like that. So biggest thing, and obviously I am down here in Houston. I'm going to be touching base with a lot of the store owners, trying to get at least into the front door of every store if I can. But with the travel and with some of the meetings we have set up, if I don't make it out to your store, I don't want you to feel offended. It's just literally I'm swamped, and unfortunately some of the stores are only open from 10 to 7, so I can't make it to all of them in that time frame. But a couple things that I've heard, and I actually want to thank him for doing this. When I got to his store, he gave me a report of what his best selling items were. And for him, at least the full spec 500 and the full spec 1000 were really big sellers and have been really big sellers for him. And we've had a lot of people pushing for expanding that line. We actually did talk to I talked to the lab. Edibles are still kind of tough. We can definitely do gummy bears. And so I'm just kind of throwing it out there. If you guys have stuff you want to expand into the full spec, I know there's been talk about, asking for a topical. We've talked about possibly adding a gummy bear, or even, of course, down here in Texas right now, we can sell the flower. I know, Melanie, you can't. Is that correct? You still can't sell the flower in Florida?
No, I can do it. Did you get the sample I sent?
I haven't been back over to. Did you send it to NASA, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't made it over to the NASA store. I'm hoping that I can either make it there this afternoon or definitely tomorrow. So I'll get that. We have, obviously we have that organic certification on our flower that is hopefully going to be good and then finalized later this month. And what we've been doing right now is we actually partnered with a cigarette manufacturer in Colorado. We don't have the equipment to do it. So we're going to actually be making 10 packs, like a 10-pack stick of cigarettes. We'll be selling them in like packs and cartons. It's going to be a great price point for all of our stores. So that's going to be something that we'll be bringing in. I think it takes, with the artwork for the design, because we are making an entire pack of cigarettes and we're making a carton, the design and everything does take some time. But I would expect that those hopefully will be out there here within the next month. We're going to be packing our flower in a couple different packages. We're going to start off with our main strain, and then we have our full spec strain that we carry, as well as a sample strain that we do in our greenhouses. We're going to start off with probably 3 blends of the flower. We'll probably have them vacuum packed in probably 1 gram, 1/8 of an ounce, and then 1/4 of an ounce packets, and that'll be something that the stores can sell. That also is a huge demand, at least on that end. But the biggest thing I really want to discuss from talking with the store owners I've seen is marketing. Obviously, marketing is a big deal. It's sometimes obviously pricey. And what I want to try to figure out is, for those of you, I know Melanie, you've done some different mailers. You've got your loyalty program. You've got some stuff that, probably shouldn't, hit and miss that have and have not worked. I know we've tried radio remotes. I know we've tried radio ads. Clint's partnered with some local sports teams. I think that's provided him some good marketing feedback. But really the biggest thing, especially being down here in the Houston area, I want to try to figure out a way that we all can work together. Because I know, Melanie, you did a mailer, but I know to add extra zip codes, it was a lot cheaper, correct, to add those in. Can you?
Lucille did the mailer, and yeah, I've got the printer next door that we are all using, and yeah, the larger you go, the cheaper it gets.
Yeah.
Especially if you already have it designed and you can just send it to them as a format.
Yeah. And so, Lucille, maybe I see you're on here. I don't know if you want to provide some feedback if it's gone out or how it's worked on there. I might have to. Yep, there you are.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, it just went out last month.
Okay.
So we don't have enough data yet. We've got a few cards come in, but not enough to have a strong opinion about it yet.
Okay.
Hers was very specific too. She sent it out for golfers, so it went out to a specific demographic. So
Yeah, we targeted.
Yeah, I think we got something together for an event or for the holidays, especially if people are offering gift cards or something like that. We really need to target that this is the gift they should be giving to their mailman and their waitress and their hairdresser and all that.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is, we've got, like Melanie pointed out earlier on Facebook that I think there's only 6 or 8 weeks, and if it was up to Clint, Christmas would be all day for the next 2 months. But we've got a very short period of time to really kind of make a big push for the holiday season. So, if you guys have ideas of something that, a gift pack or something, and I was talking with Scott about it as well, we're going to try to do something where we're going to go back and look and see the orders that you guys have done, at least at the warehouse. And we're going to try to calculate up, you guys have purchased, let's say, for example, $2,000 in the last 6 weeks. We're going to try to crunch the numbers and figure it out where we can give you a percentage credit back on your account, which will give you the ability to buy some extra products at, basically free and get them for free. So that way you guys can use them for those gift boxes. Because if I can give you, let's say let's say you get a $200 credit on your account, a $200 credit, you can buy, a bunch of bags of gummies and throw those in with a gift box. That way it's not something that's coming out of your bottom line. It's something that we're trying to do, obviously, to boost your sales. So if you have any ideas of gift boxes, there's a company that I went through and it didn't take very much time to get them. It was called theprintingdaddy.com. I got these little 5x5 boxes, and they'll print the inside and the outside. And I think it was like 39 cents a box or something. So it's a nice little gift box that you can get customized. You can use it year round. It's not just a Christmas thing. Something like that might be good. If the stores are interested, we can try to pool together, get a bunch more cheaper and combine them. But really the biggest pain point I've heard from being down here in the Houston area is that marketing aspect, trying to figure out what we can do. I really want to emphasize that even though everyone has their own store, we're really one big group. I know we're kind of sometimes fighting on different fronts because, there's the store that's, 5, 6, 7 miles down the road that also is kind of advertising in the same area. But I want you to understand that the bigger, and this is part of what we're doing with Jonathan, is the bigger that we can get as a group, the easier it is for us to compete and to kind of shrug out the other competition, you know, like the American Shamans and the Your CBD stores and stuff. So, you know, with everything that we're doing on the SEO, everything we're doing with the website, it's really just trying to build Sacred Leaf as a big group. And then if someone's searching in the Sugarland area, they'll find the Sugarland store. If someone's in Richmond, they're going to go out and see Frankie, you know, but that SEO that we're kind of syncing together is just making it sure that a perfect example is McDonald's. You know, every McDonald's, even though they're a franchise, they're all linked together on their SEO. There may be a local McDonald's Facebook page, but if you search for McDonald's in your area, you're going to see all of them, and you're going to also see the one that's closest to you. And that's what we're trying to get together with that Google thing that we're doing with Jonathan. And keep in mind that's free. I mean, we've got that covered, at least on our end. So I want to open it up. I don't know if you guys have any other marketing ideas or questions. Unfortunately, I didn't plan a lot for this call because I am running around down here. But the feedback I've gotten from the stores I have met, I think is tremendous. So if there's like a product that you guys are interested in, actually, really quickly, we got 3 more of the herbal tinctures. I think we have 3 more of the herbal tinctures that are coming in. We have, and I know some people are kind of scared of this word, we have a kratom CBD tincture. And before people go down the line, I know Clint's really heavy anti-kratom. It does have some scary aspects to it. Kratom and CBD, if you look at some of the science with those two together, CBD will balance out the addictiveness. Plus, because we've mixed it in and it's not separate, we're not giving them something that they can get hooked on and have that opiate addiction for the kratom side. So it is a balance there. We do have the women's health tincture that should be arriving at the warehouse this week. That's going to be the one that is going to help, you know, with all that stuff that I don't understand being a guy. And then also we've got a fatty acid, omega-3 amino acid combination. That is going to be another tincture that we're trying right now. And I think we'll probably end up blending the omega-3s in with a lot of the other tinctures. But that is one thing that we did forget to kind of put in with the tinctures right now. And so we're going to try to see how that works out, because if you look at the science of the omega-3s will actually help rebuild the endocannabinoid receptors and will allow the CBD to work out better. So it's kind of some cool science that we found out about that. So,
are you going to be providing some more information about the ingredients? I mean,
yes,
I don't know the label yet, but is it on there?
Yeah, so all the ingredients are on there, and it's got not only the breakdown of how much is in there, but how much is in each dose. So when you look at the actual supplement facts, you're going to see on there that, like, for example, their 1,000 milligram tinctures, they're going to have the 33.3 milligrams of CBD in there, but they're also going to have like 25 milligrams of, you know, lemon balm or 25 milligrams of lavender, and it's going to have the breakdown on a per dropper. Yeah. Anybody else have any questions out there?
Well, is everybody taking part of Small Business Saturday? Because American Express will help you promote that for free.
And that's the day after Black Friday, correct?
Yeah, November 30th this year.
Yeah.
So a lot of the small towns are doing it because American Express will actually pay a town to collaborate in events. But if your town's not doing it, you could still go to Small Business Saturday. Just Google it. You can print out all their invitations. You can print out all their promo material and start putting it in your ads.
Yeah, and I know most people that are already registered to take American Express, I think they will actually send out like a postcard with a bunch of stickers and flyers and stuff in there. So, you know, it's definitely something that, you know, we want to promote both on our social media and, you know, personally to promote people to come in for the small business. And that's, you know, that's something that I want to try to do whatever I can to help out by either trying to figure out some products that we can throw out guys' way to do some different deals on, or, you know, some gift cards or something like that. So if you guys have ideas that you can work with, definitely let us know. I'm more than happy to work with stuff like that. So, yeah. How, trying to see who all we got on here. I can't recognize some of them because they're all just phone numbers. Actually, well, Marie, if you, I don't know what your guys' plan are. Are you working at the store today?
Yes.
You are? Okay. Is Linda planning on coming over here to the studio over in Sugar Land, or do you know?
No, not sure.
Okay. Well, if you guys, obviously, Melanie, it's a little distance for you, but here in the Houston area, if you guys want to, we're going to be over here. Message me. I did post the address on the Facebook experts group, but we're going to be here now until probably at least 2:30, 3 o'clock. Kind of depends on who else is coming in. If people need to come in later, we'll stay later. But we're here at the studio for Jay Weiss Marketing. We want to invite you guys to come in. What he's going to do is he's going to put you in front of the camera, kind of do a little clip where he'll ask you some questions about why you got into the business, why you're passionate about CBD. And then they'll take that and edit that. And that's great information that we can put not only on your social media, we can tie it to your company page on the website, get it on your YouTube channel. Anytime we can get a face with the store, makes it a lot more personal. And because this is a very personal business, that's going to tremendously help. For those of you not in this area, we're planning a tour across the world. So obviously we're coming out to Florida, hitting some of the stores out there, and we'll be filming it in your store. And then we'll be going to a couple other places as well. So the process of trying to get all that scheduled right now.
Trevor?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me? Are you going to be able to come out to the Humble store?
Come up to which store?
The Humble store?
So my plan is basically the rest of the day today and Friday is when I have all of my kind of, it depends on how long I spend, how long Ralph keeps me down in Aransas Pass. I know it's a little bit of a drive. I also have some time Thursday evening, but I am going to try to make my tour. I've been kind of stuck because I've had a couple different presentations I had to do Monday and Tuesday that kind of kept me closer to the center of Houston. But yes, and my plan is to get up there to the north side, visit Humble, get out there to Conroe and Spring as well. I got to get out there to Baytown also to go see Deneen, and there's still a few more here. So I've got your guys' information. I'm going to try to figure out a time that we can meet, even if hopefully we can meet during business hours. Worst comes to worst, it might have to be a little bit afterwards, but it is my plan. It just kind of depends how caught up I get. So
I understand. Do you know, is the full spec in stock yet?
So let me touch base on that. So a lot of people, especially the stores I've talked to, I want to preface right now, like the reason the full spec ran out of stock, it's not because we don't have enough CBD or we don't have enough biomass or anything like that. Literally, what happened is when I told the lab what to make, they were making 5 or 10 different versions of the VG for me, and when he saw the full spec with the terpenes, they just made that as a VG as well. And so when I got it, I didn't immediately open it up because we still had some on the shelf. So when I did open it up, it was like a week later, and I was like, this isn't going to work. So that's why we have those limited runs, because we did get the full spec VG in, and we are planning on, seeing if people are interested in that. But I immediately called the lab. I have them expediting both full spec 500 and 1000. And not to mention, I already had a follow-up order in there. So with the stores that are opening, with us expanding, we're not running out of biomass. We're not running out of CBD. We are actually still using some of the from last year's harvest because we have so much biomass in storage. So it's not that we just can't keep up with the supply. It's literally the lab made a mistake, and unfortunately, I got to get them down through to expedite a new order. So once it comes into the warehouse, they are supposed to call me so we can get it labeled and get it up to date on the website. I'm just waiting for the shipment to show up, and if it doesn't show up this week, I expect it by no later than 1st of next week.
Sounds good. Second question. Do you know when the flour and all that will be able to be available for order?
Yeah, so the flour, we actually are in the process right now of getting the right packaging for the flour. We kind of gone. They called me yesterday. They talked about putting it in like a little metal tin. They talked about putting it in a plastic jar. I think for the shelf life, I think getting some sort of vacuum packed Mylar bag is going to be the best bet. Get a clear side so that way you can hang it up so people can see it. So that is actually going to start being packaged, if not today, tomorrow, and then it should be in hopefully within just a few days. Now, what we'll have is we're going to have the same flour that it will be the organic certification. We just do not have the organic certification stamp on it right now because we technically cannot put that on there until we get that certification. So
Correct.
obviously that is something that, you know, when we start getting more in and as we update the packaging on it, we'll be able to put that on there. But that for right now, I just told them I wanted to get it in. The cigarette side, that is going to be obviously a little bit tougher to make, and the artwork and everything on that is going to be more complex. So that will take probably several weeks before we can get them in, but I will definitely keep you guys up to date.
Yeah, we keep getting calls for full packs of cigarettes.
Yeah.
No, we don't have that.
Yeah. And this is something that, you know, it's something that we've been talking about. Honestly, if you ask Melanie, every time somebody brings an idea to me, I look at buying machinery and trying to expand the warehouse to be able to do that. There's a demand for us and there's a demand for, you know, other people. It's one of those things we went back and forth, whether or not we spend the money on the machine or we try to find somebody that has the machine that we kind of lease the machine for a period of time. And so we did decide to go that route for right now. So if this is something, you know, because we're leasing the machine, we do have to do so many cigarettes. So I think we're doing like 10 or 15,000 packs, and they're going to be in cartons and things like that. So we'll have cigarettes for days, at least for time. So.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I have a question for Melanie. Can you? My cousin lives in Florida, and she's having to go through chemo. Can I mail her CBD? Even the full spec?
Yep, it's legal here. Well, if you're mailing it now, if you're going to mail full spec, make sure that your laws are okay for it to leave. That's a federal thing. If you're putting it in the mail.
Okay, so it's mailing from Texas to Florida, and so I have to. Is there something special I have to do to mail it?
Trevor, can she mail it out of Texas?
So you can mail it out of Texas. You know, to be honest,
I can receive it.
Yeah, to be honest, the U.S. Postal Service, they're okay with CBD. They're okay with the full spec. And because we are doing the interstate commerce, like the hemp bill technically is supposed to protect that. I will tell people we've had, you know, Melanie sometimes has shipped some stuff to Canada. You know, if you have a customer that's overseas, customs is a very big pain in the butt. We had a lot of like Canada dips. We had some Canada dips get seized at customs. So when you're going between countries, that's when you really need to keep an eye on, because if for some reason you don't fill out the paperwork correctly and mark exactly what's on there, customs will crack open the box to see what's in there. And if they don't like it, or if they do like it themselves, then they'll keep it and they just won't let it go through. So,
well, and in general, I've found that not putting sacred leaf on the return address helps too.
I can see that. Okay, because she's going through chemo right now, and I wanted to send her a bottle for her to test it and see if it will help her do her chemo. Huh?
It's legal here.
Okay. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate it. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate your help. Thank you.
no problem. No problem.
Bill, rush hour, 9:45. About what you expect for downtown fire now?
I don't know if you're asking a question. Is that Deb? Is that you?
No, I'm not asking a question.
Oh, okay. Hey, you lit up, and so I wasn't sure if you were asking questions or not. So,
I just lit up because I don't understand how these things work. That's all.
Hey, Mother.
Hi, honey.
well, I know I know we're getting ready to go over to the studio. Is there any other final questions or any other concerns or anything that anyone has?
Nope.
Just marketing.
Yeah, and actually Clint brought up a good point just now. He's talking to Scott over there. You know, especially down here in the Houston market, there's so many people, there's so many different events. You know, we went out to go visit the store that Frankie opened down in Richmond, and you know, he was talking about how there's a farmer's market down the way. You know, I know a lot of these stores, they're kind of single owners. You know, it's sometimes hard to get out, but if you can get out in the community, that's going to be your best bet, because these, you know, marketing, you know, the mailers, the radio, TV, whatever you end up doing is good. But you want to find the ability to actually sit there and talk to the people. So, you know, we've done, you know, in like the Topeka area, we've done some events at the Expo Center, which like we did one called the Nutcracker event, and it's supposed to be just Christmas gifts. But if you've ever been to one of those, or if you've ever been to a boat show or something like that, there's always somebody in the back selling something that has nothing to do with boating or fishing or anything like that. And they still get people there. You know, they'll sell their kitchen knives or their pots and pans at a boat show. We need to be those type of people as well. So if you can find those events, you know, it just opens up the conversation. You know, have a bag of gummies open up on your counter and you know, give out samples or give out suckers or just give information. But if you can grab their attention, they'll come in and start talking to you. Yeah, Melanie, go ahead.
I don't understand how down in Houston, you guys aren't just raking it in. Is it because you can't cooperate and go together somewhere? I know there's competition and everybody needs to take care of their own store, but if you were to go together, you could reach 3 times as many people on a newspaper ad, on a radio ad. If you go to an event that's between your 2 stores, you should both go. If you are combining your efforts, everybody will succeed. You can't look at it like you're battling each other.
Yeah, and that's, and I know there is some competition, and there is some, you know, probably some butting of heads down here. And what we need to do is we need to find a nice, even level where, you know, even like I'm more than happy to help. I'm more than happy to, you know, to work and help negotiate the cost if it's, you know, whether it's a marketing or even, you know, most people don't know this. The reason Melanie and I actually started working together, she was selling CBD out of her home. She had a big event she wanted to do, and she didn't want to take the whole load and pay all the money up front. And so she reached out to me. We did this pet expo. I mean, we did it. It was a great pet expo for us, and it started.
You sold another product.
Yeah, we did. But it actually, you know, built our relationship. So we ended up obviously working. And when she needed a job, she came to me, and we helped grow the Lawrence store and grow everything else that we've got here. So. You know, whether it's, you know, farmers market, I know Spring and Conroe, they go to a local brewery, which is great because, you know, that's kind of where they're very, I don't want to say they're comfortable in a brewery, but they are those artisan craft beer type of people, and those are the people that they're friends and family, and they all come up over there for them. You know, you find your niche. There's every weekend, like this weekend, for example, there is the Houston Hemp Fest. It's actually here, and we're going to have a table. I think there's another store that's going to have a table out there. I didn't know somebody else was going to be there. We could have put our tables together and had, you know, a 30-foot long setup of Sacred Leaf. And, you know, that's the type of stuff that we really need to share the ideas. If Melanie hears about an event, or Megan, I know they're really good about posting and saying, hey, this isn't in our area.
Well, it's not always about making the money either. I mean, you guys are looking for these events where you can sell it. You need to look for the events where you can be seen.
Right.
Like the Lawrence store does the Veterans 5K every year. I didn't take anything last year, but guess what? We gave away hot chocolate that was infused. We gave away coffee that was infused. We gave away water bottles that we did infuse. We got the name out there at a time when they could realize that it was good for replenishing. It was good for kids. It's not always about making the money at that event. It's about getting your name out there too. So some of those things are free.
Yeah, we in Topeka, and I know obviously Topeka is a lot lower cost of living than Houston, but there's this thing called First Friday, and it's just like an arts and crafts festival. That's the first Friday of every month. It cost us $20 to be there, and we set up a table. We didn't sell a single thing. We were promoting the store that we opened in Topeka. Gave out business cards, flyers. We gave out suckers. And we didn't sell anything there. Obviously, we spent the $20, but that store was just opening up, and we saw that store go from $200 a day in sales. For the next 3 or 4 days, it was over 1,000 because all those people were coming in, and it was just us explaining, hey, come down, see us, ask questions. And then of course those people, they come in, they enjoy the product. We don't see them for 30 days. They come in again, they bring more people, and that's that cycle we see. So anytime you can get in front of people to be able to explain, that's definitely something you want to look for. And if there's an event down, especially down here in Houston, that you think is going to be a big event that you don't want to front the whole cost, I've got staff down here in Houston that I can help, man the booth or help educate the customers. Let me know. I mean, I'm more than happy to work with you guys on some of this stuff. So
you can sponsor things too. We're sponsoring Santa Claus. So all the candy canes Santa Claus gives out this year at the Ocala Mall is going to say that they were donated by Sacred Leaf Florida. So that didn't cost me anything except I have to label all the candy canes.
You should be proud of Melanie. She's sponsoring Santa Claus this year. She should be. So, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna get over to the studio. Or Scott. Yeah, I did. Yeah. If you guys have contacts for or ideas for products, or if you guys can provide us with what your top sellers are and things like that, so we can get a little bit more insight. At least, obviously, we see what gets shipped out of the warehouse, but I don't know how quickly certain products move for you guys. But especially in the areas where we've got the full spectrum, like in Texas and Florida and places like that, if you have ideas of what you think we should add to the full spectrum line, we're open, and we're gonna have it sitting here in Houston, so that way you can get it faster. Obviously, we can't carry it in Texas, unfortunately. So, but yeah, definitely ideas. Let us know. If you have any events, let me know. I'd love to help out with those. And honestly, if you're in the Houston area, I'd love to see you here at the marketing office at Jay Weiss's office. If you don't have that address, text me, call warehouse, email me, whatever you need to do, and I'll get you that information. And hopefully we'll be here at least 2 or 3. So yeah, if there's no further questions, then we'll sign off, and we'll meet up here in 2 weeks. I'm guessing that means there's no more questions. So, all right, guys, you take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.